So how do we gather data about problems? How do we know what their problem is? So let's look at different ways we might be able to gather data about these problems that we're trying to solve, and we're trying to direct our marketing mission statement at. Most problems are lifestyle problems. Something is affecting their lifestyle at some level. And I remember having a discussion with someone about this, and they were talking about actually, the guy who's buying toner cartridge in the office, that's not a lifestyle issue. He's just got to buy toner cartridge at the right price. And then I point out, well, actually, no, it is a lifestyle issue. It's his office lifestyle. If there's not toner in and he's responsible for ordering, that can make his life difficult. If the delivery doesn't turn up on time, that can make his life difficult. If it's not the right price, if he's paying too much, that can make life difficult for him. So he's got an inherent personal need for a good service to solve that problem. Because if it goes wrong, he's the one who suffers. And even the entrepreneur can be in the same scenario. If they don't have, so you could look at a solopreneur, for instance, and you might say they want cartridge toner. Well, they're not that's not a big issue, is it? Well, it is if they run out of printer cartridge just prior to a meeting. So we can start thinking about their lifestyle problems. Their lifestyle affects everything. And something is affecting their life at some level, so something is affecting their lifestyle at some level. So where are we going to get information about these lifestyle problems? Well, what sources can we look at? We've got questions, we've got conversations, and we've got stories. These tend to be the main places you're going to find where people are communicating their problems. So let's say, for instance, questions. Customer questions. When someone comes to you asking questions about your services, treat that as an information source. And what you're looking for is the really stupid questions. The stupid questions are stupid to you, but not to your potential client. Now, those questions often tend to be the most common ones. So when people ask you the same question over and over again, that is indicating that that question is a problem that has high value when it comes to you solving it. Because lots of people have that problem. That's why you keep getting that question. So customer questions, client emails, conversations, forums, online are a good place to pick up conversations, social media, groups about specific topics. People will have conversations and you'll see what the problem is in relation to your service and your products that you can then meet and target. And they'll tell you what their problems are. And also listen for stories, customer stories as well, because they will tell you oftentimes the lifestyle issue behind their question. It'll be, I took my daughter shopping and I couldn't find the right nappies. I wish I had somewhere online I could just order them. And they'll convey it in a story. So listen out for stories from your existing customers, again on social media, again in the press, anywhere where information is transmitted about your particular product area. That's a place where you can tap in to information about the problem. So now we need to step into their skin. We need to imagine being them. We need to imagine how they're affected by the problem. How does that toner cartridge, the office manager who needs to order the toner cartridge, how does he feel when the order doesn't come in right? Or how does he feel when his stock levels have fell below? I used to work in manufacturing, and one of the really clever things that I learned that we would train our suppliers to do was we would get them to come in and do our stock control. And the businesses that were willing to come in and do our stock control on certain items They were the ones we used. A, we didn't have to worry about cost, and B, they only delivered what we needed, and they would operate what we call a Kanban system, which is they would come in, look at the stock, and restock it for you. What has that just done? That's just removed a massive issue, a massive problem where people having to go and do a stock check on a regular basis, put an order in, put an invoice in, get it approved by the supervisor, get it approved by the manager. So imagine being them, imagine how they're affected by the problem, imagine how that makes them feel. And we really must get into the emotion of why someone is trying to solve a problem, why someone is potentially looking for a product to solve that problem, or why they're looking for a service to help them with that problem. How do they feel about that? These are some of the things we have to think about. So we need to break the problem down. Let's break it into 3 sections. Let's call it physical, intellectual, and emotional. We'll leave the spiritual to one side for a moment. Let's just keep it simple. Physical, intellectual, and emotional. Physical needs can be warmth, security. Intellectual needs can be problem solving, can be computer software to speed up a certain process. Emotional can be something related to family, birthdays. It can be, how you're feeling at work, how effective you can be. All of these 3 elements, when we examine them and think about the problem, we'll start to get some ideas of what it is that the person is going to prioritize when they're looking for a product or service. And now we can start to think about how we're going to match our mission statement to that. So if we create a document, we can make a list of the core problems your potential client has. And we can incorporate the most important element from your list, the mental, the emotional, or the physical. We can look at the most important elements and draw that out. Now we're beginning to gather data. We're thinking about, and what happens is, after all, you don't have to do this because you naturally start thinking this way. But this just helps you get going, helps you start thinking about the process in this way. It helps you to start developing the empathy you need to actually create good marketing titles and good marketing mission statements.